This segment sponsored by Corsica Technologies. With October being Cybersecurity Month, it is so important that we are forward-thinking in protecting our data. So with me today, I am so excited to speak with Corsica Technologies. Hi, Brian. Hi, Ross.
Hi.
How are you guys doing?
Doing very well, thank you.
First and foremost, tell us about your business and what the services are that you provide.
Yeah, Corsica is a IT and cybersecurity managed services firm, and we do cybersecurity as well as IT projects, consulting for businesses, both small and large, throughout the Fort Wayne area, but also actually throughout the country.
Okay, that's wonderful. And I know that you all focus and specialize in MSPs and that you are the most trusted source for that type of solution. So tell us what MSPs are.
Yeah, so an MSP is really just a title for a provider that does some outsourced technology services. So a managed service provider can provide any number of types of services to businesses primarily, and those services supplement what they do already, maybe with some existing staff. So nowadays especially, it's hard to find specialized talent, and we can offer that specialized talent in a way that allows multiple businesses to leverage our expertise without them necessarily having to hire all of those skills.
Oh, okay, so all in one package?
It's all in one package. It's outsourced, but we typically work with technology specialists that exist within those businesses. So it's a way to supplement those existing IT teams with talent that's rare or hard to find.
That's great. And with this being the Cybersecurity Awareness Month and the information that is so necessary for people to learn, like what is the information that's so necessary for people to learn to keep their data safe at home?
Yeah, there are really a lot of things. Unfortunately, there's no magic bullet for cybersecurity. There's not, a single piece of software or hardware that we can deploy into an environment that's going to address all of the cyber threats. So, it's really a combination of things. The things that people can do, first and foremost, make sure that you're using a different password for all the websites where you've created an account. So, if you think about online shopping, like, Amazon, Ticketmaster, people have like personal fitness trackers. If you think about over the years, all the different places where you've created accounts, you want to make sure that you're using a different password everywhere. And I know that sounds like a daunting task, but most web browsers nowadays have built-in password managers where that'll actually remember your passwords for you. Certainly multi-factor authentication. A lot of us are familiar with having to do that at work, but a lot of retailers have made that available for us to use for our personal accounts now as well. The whole point to doing that is to prevent phishing attacks and social engineering types of attacks. So we've got some examples of what a phishing attack might look like. And this particular example that we're going through here is really the type of thing that somebody might receive in their work email account. And in this particular example, the attacker is pretending to be the HR department for that organization and trying to trick the user into giving away bank account information. So we're just going to kind of step through this particular example and try to find some red flags, things that we can look at to tell that this is really a cyber attack rather than a legitimate message. So first and foremost, we want to look at the sender of that message. Is this somebody that we would expect to be receiving this type of message from? A lot of people don't realize this, but anybody in the world can try to send an email message looking like it's coming from whoever they want.
Right.
So there are things that email service providers and businesses can do on the back end to filter those out and prevent them from getting through. But if your business doesn't have that in place, that's a danger too. We want to take a look at the recipients for the message. So kind of check and see, am I a recipient, but are there other people in here that, I don't recognize, or, I'm kind of surprised to be receiving this message. That could be a red flag. We want to take a look at when that message was received, so time and day. In this particular example, we received this message at 3 in the morning. Does our HR department normally work at 3 in the morning? Yeah, maybe they do, maybe they don't. So that could be a red flag. And then, the rest of the email message, the subject line, the body, generally tries to convey some sense of urgency, like something bad is going to happen unless we take action right away and open this attachment or click this link. So, those can all be red flags as well.
It's so critical. We're talking about a lot of the implications for businesses, but this applies to our personal lives as well, as Ross pointed out in the beginning. And we see so many families and others impacted by fraud that occurs online, and so often it comes through, even some form of phishing for an individual and for a person, and so it's looking to invoke that emotional response of, oh no, if I don't take action right away. And so the best thing to do is to recognize that almost every business that you work with is not going to send you critical communication by email.
Right.
And so take a moment. Take a deep breath. Don't respond right away in that emotion, because that's what they're counting on. They're counting on catching us, when we've just finished up a tough day at work, we're on our way home, we see that email from HR, we see that email from Amazon with a fake order, and we think, oh no, I need to stop this right away. So take a minute and really step back, and then go to the source instead of following the email. So you go log into your Amazon account and look at that, or go check through your banking portal rather than following those emails. And it really is a community issue. It's not just a business issue. The FBI just released a report talking about how many seniors are taken advantage of by these types of attacks. And so we can bring a lot of awareness to businesses, but we'd really like to see the individuals understanding better and taking the appropriate actions to protect themselves.
Absolutely, and that's such a good point. I mean, they do base it off of the urgency and putting people into a panic to try to secure that information. So thank you so much for the tips that you have shared with us today, and really sharing about your services, because this is an important topic and we're covering it during this month. So it's such a pleasure meeting you both.
Nice meeting you.
And if you would like more information about Corsica Technologies, we'll have their website listed below, and I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by Corsica Technologies.